rock star turned reality star Brett Michaels. His new project has everyone buzzing. We've got the scoop. Plus, Wendy goes wild when animal expert David Mizejewski stops by with some furry friends. And ladies, get ready to meet our final Guy Candy Bachelor. Now, here's Wendy.
Let's talk about Mad Men star January Jones. You know, she's been keeping, well, the best kept secret in Hollywood is the identity of her child's father. But now the little boy is growing up and the features are starting to come into play. Okay, some of the alleged possible fathers include Saturday Night Live star Jason Sudeikis. That's him at the top. Does the little boy, oh, wait, hold on, we'll do a side by side. And then the man down at the bottom, no, that's not Bruce Willis. That is Matthew Vaughn, who's married to supermodel Claudia Schiffer. January recently talked to the New York Times, and when they asked her about it, she says, "It's my son's business, it's not the public's business." My thing about it is that in real life, I mind my own damn business. Like, I go back to Jersey, I shut the blinds, and I mind my own business. The only reason why we even know about this is because you're the one who kind of put it out there, January. So, yeah, aren't you curious as to who her... You know, January says that she also follows the advice given to her by Jack Nicholson. Of all people. He told her, never give your personal life away, otherwise people will pick you apart. But you're not giving it away. It happened to have fallen in the streets and we picked it up and brought it inside. And you have to love Jack Nicholson because he's not exactly a private person. You know, there he is, dancing on the dance floor. You know, the thing, and there he is on the boat, having a good time. And do we have one more of old Jack? Oh, that's it? That's it. Well, I want the picture of January Jones getting out of the cab wearing the same dress that she had on the night before. Because if pictures like this wouldn't surface, then we wouldn't have a story here, January. Okay, so we did this story back when this story came out regarding this cab and whatnot. This was like 2.5 years ago. Anyway, here's the thing. I'm figuring if Jason Sudeikis is the father, then why wouldn't that be public knowledge that they co-parent? Unless the father is Claudia Schiffer's husband. Now, the little boy's features are starting to come into their own. Let's do a side by side. Okay, there's the husband of Claudia Schiffer. Do you see how his eyes turn down and the baby's eyes turn down? Do you see he's looking at us sly and his dad's looking at us sly? Now let's look at Jason Sudeikis and see. Is Jason purposely opening his eyes wide to throw us off? Anyway, we'll have to wait until the boy maybe gets to be about 5 or 6 when the looks really start to come into their own, you know what I mean? And then we'll decide again. Oh, January, you are ghetto mess with this one. Ghetto. So, Cameron Diaz has somebody helping her to find a man of her dreams, and the somebody is Jane Fonda. And the reason that I love this story is because Jane Fonda is, you know, comfortable in her 70s, still hot and sexy and wealthy. She married well, you know. I mean, if you're looking for a rich husband, who's richer than Ted Turner? That was once married to Jane Fonda. Jane is 75, and Cameron wants to meet somebody very wealthy. She's 40 years old. She says she's sick and tired of being the single party girl. Yeah, you know how after a while, you know, in the beginning it's cute, then it becomes, really? So Jane suggested that Cameron start reading up on politics and becoming more of an activist in order to find a mature man. I think that's fabulous advice. And I also, only because I love older women, I love the things that you all say and the wisdom that you can impart on those of us who are younger than you. I think that she's being smart with this one. I mean, she could go to one of her contemporaries like Drew Barrymore, who's a successful marriage and the kid and stuff like that, but this right here, teaming up with Jane Fonda, that's a good one. Another thing I always tell single women, you can't be scared of this. My advice is always to go at lunchtime or after work for drinks to a white tablecloth restaurant. And the reason that I'm saying a white table with cloth napkins, and go in a good neighborhood. You want to meet somebody with a decent job? I mean, it starts with a job. He could be a jerk, but you know, this is a start. Hustle yourself to a restaurant in a good area. For instance, here in New York, I would say go down to Wall Street. Go around lunchtime or after work. Guys love steak restaurants also. Like, I love steak, and I notice in steak restaurants, there's always tables full of guys. And a steak restaurant with one of those cigar rooms is even better. And this is what you do, ladies. You go by yourself. Put on a nice pencil skirt and maybe a peplum blouse. You know, have your shoe game on, but not too much, because guys who wear suits and ties, they don't like a whole lot of adornment on the shoes. You know what I'm saying? They're just something sensible. And you go down there and tell the maitre d' or your waiter, remove all the forks and plates. Don't make it look like you're eating with somebody else. You are strong, you are self-assured, and you will sit at that table by yourself. And you bring out your BlackBerry, your reader glasses, and whatever else you have going on. And make sure that you keep an eye on the room. Don't sit at the bar. It looks cheap and floozy-ish. Even in a good restaurant, you gotta sit at the table. And look, guys know if you're approachable, as long as you make eye contact, and make sure there's only one glass on the table and one plate. Don't let it look like you're expecting company. Be confident, I'm telling you. It's a good way to meet a guy. And good luck to you, Cameron. Holly Madison, that's Hugh Hefner's former girl, but now she's on Peep Show and she's a new mom and stuff. She's 33 years old and she's giving a new meaning to wedding stress. Okay, so the day after that she announced her upcoming wedding in August, her boyfriend, who's a party planner by the name of Pasquale Rotella, it's exotic, right? He appeared in court. Well, he's in trouble. Pasquale has been indicted for bribery, embezzlement, conspiracy, and conflict of interest. If you're like me, you have no idea what any of that stuff means except for bribery. So I'll break it down. It's being alleged that Pasquale used more than $2.5 million in funds from the LA Coliseum to pay off city officials. All right, Radar Online is alleging that Pasquale used the Coliseum to host rave parties. Now, most of you are probably familiar with rave parties, but for those of you who aren't, let me just, first of all, the count at the Coliseum, you can fit about 90,000 people in the Coliseum, including the rafters. So you figure the rave party is gonna be on the floor. A Coliseum, it's huge. You can fit about 50,000 people just on the floor. These rave parties are huge with the kids. They take drugs. I mean, the loop-de-doop-de. And they listen to that music that all sounds the same, all night, and they're high, and they're sweating, and they're drinking water, and they're up to things. These rave parties are the biggest thing ever. You get 50,000 people at a party, boy, oh boy. Pasquale was making money hand over fist. Listen, now he's got to answer for it, paying off city officials and stuff, allegedly. He's due back in court on July 29th, just 2 weeks before their wedding. He could face up to 14 years in prison if he's convicted. Holly, this is not the time to marry him. I'm sorry, I can do maybe a 2 or 3 year bid with you. You know, being a good girl and, you know, staying true to you virtuously, you know, your virtues, not sleeping with anybody. At the 5-year mark, it is time to bail. 14 years, I'm not doing it. And she just had the baby, so that's her baby's father. I can't. Holly, don't marry him. I mean, do what you want. Sorry, Holly. I like her. Guess who's coming back on the music scene? Janet Jackson. I mean, she tried this about 2 years ago when you guys didn't care or buy the music, so I don't know what's going to happen this time. All I know is that she loves music so much. You realize that she married the billionaire Wasim. So between her money and his money and their lives, she never has to sing another note again. But she loves it. And she already told us, allegedly, that she's quitting the music business and moving to the Middle East to be with her husband, Was. But now it looks like the music is calling again. She's working on a new album. Janet says it's still in the beginning stages, but it'll take her time to perfect it, and when it does come out, we'll all know. You know what I think, Janet? I think instead of doing a whole album, you just need to do what a lot of the artists are doing. Just do one song. Because for 99 cents, that's what people download. Like, people aren't buying full albums. And as much as I love Anytime, Any Place, and some of your love songs, I think that you should come out with a club jammy. You know, something that really makes us move. Just one song. And then, you know what? Set up residency in Vegas or Dubai. People will come. Wouldn't you go see Janet Jackson in Dubai? More like Atlantic City, which is right down the street. Anyway, good luck with everything, Janet. It's nice to see that you haven't given up on the music. Today, he's brought along some fabulous animals. Please welcome back wildlife expert David Mizejewski. David.
So,
welcome.
Thank you. I know you are a little bit skittish around animals. I only brought animals this time that live in hot environments because your show's doing so well.
Thank you.
Right?
I get it.
Right? So this is a fennec fox. It's the smallest fox species. And if you want a pet, you can. She's really, really sweet. Not a pet, though. This is a wild animal. She's calm because we work with her in programs like this. Smallest fox species. Check out those giant ears.
I see.
Those are to help her basically dissipate heat in the desert. Because when it's really hot out, you got to be able to get rid of your excess body heat. She also has fur on the bottom of her feet here. I don't know if you can quite see that.
Oh, yes, we do see that. Normally
the sand gets hot, right? And so that helps protect her feet.
Now, how old is she?
She's actually 5 years old.
5?
Yeah. So
this
again,
is as big as
tiniest.
She's gonna get.
Yeah, and she's kind of small even for a fennec, but they don't get very big. So adorable. Let's bring out our next animal because we got a bunch of really great animals here. So our next animal is from a totally other part of the world. Do you know what it is?
A kangaroo?
That's right. It's a red kangaroo. Okay?
Oh my gosh, a kangaroo!
So here's the thing. She's only a few months old, a few months out of the pouch. They're born as these little premature babies. Yeah. They have to crawl into the mom's pouch, you know, the kangaroo. Okay. And they nurse there for like 4 or 5 months. So she's only out of the pouch for a month or 2. She doesn't have a name yet. So I thought it would be fun to ask everybody out there, if you have suggestions on what we can name this baby red kangaroo, go to Wendy's Facebook page and give us the suggestions, and then we'll, you know what we think. Yeah.
Now listen. Okay, what is that bald spot on her stomach? What's all going on down there?
So female kangaroos have a pouch, okay? And so even though she's a baby, the pouch is there, not much going on there yet until she's mature. But again, she's a marsupial, right? So again, the babies are born, they have to crawl into the pouch, they attach to the nipple there, and then they nurse and they finish developing inside.
And what do kangaroos eat?
So these guys are herbivores, so they're eating grasses and twigs and things like that. Again, they get almost all of their water from vegetation. So we got another cool animal that we're going to bring out. This animal probably takes the record.
What is that?
It's not as scary as it looks. In fact, I think it's really cool. This is an animal called a Eurymastix, or spiny-tailed lizard.
It is, if we can get the closest close-up possible.
Check out the tail. You want to touch the tail there?
Okay.
See?
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah, here. It's
oh my gosh, and soft at the top.
Exactly. Now look at how beautiful
really
this animal
ugly.
is.
No. Oh my God. It's
I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right?
It is. It's so compact.
It's very compact. It's a lizard that several species of which found in Africa and Asia. They love to bask in temperatures of over 120 degrees. Oh. Can you imagine that?
So what does he eat?
These guys they eat mostly vegetation, and again, they don't actually drink water. They get it all from the vegetation.
I love the tail.
Yeah, I think it's actually a beautiful animal.
Accessory.
All right, we have one more animal. Really?
Yes. Tail is fabulous. Yeah.
Okay. So come on over here.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, here it is.
Hey, buddy. All right, so you know what this is, right?
I'm getting right in here.
There we go. This is a baby camel. He's only about 4 months old. His name is Elmer. And camels, of course, are the classic desert animal.
Cute.
You want to just hold it up high, so there you go.
Sorry,
yep.
Elmer.
Yeah. So.
What?
And he's very happy to be having his bottle here.
Can I ask you? I always thought camels had 2 humps. I only see 1.
Well, okay, so he's only got 1, and it's not even very big yet because he's just a baby. You want to pet it?
Well, his
Can
hair
you
looks
reach?
nappy.
It is a little bit nappy, yeah.
You could use a touch-up, Elmer.
So,
here,
all right,
sorry, honey bun.
I think he's done. So they only have, this species
Elmer?
only has 1 hump. I'll take it from him.
Okay, go ahead.
You can switch over there if you want
Remember
to pet him.
when Carrie rode the camel on Sex in the City?
That's right. That was a different kind of camel. That was a back-trained camel. They're actually a highly endangered species. This is a dromedary. They're domesticated, and they only have 1 hump. So, all right. Sorry, buddy. You already drank your whole bottle.
Is it true that when camels get upset, their stomachs turn inside out and come out of their mouth?
That's not true. But if they get upset and they don't like you, thank you. You want to hold on to that one?
Yeah.
If they get upset and they don't like you, they will do things like spit. And so, you want to stay on a camel's good side. But yeah, these guys,
David.
they can go, the hump back here actually stores fat, not water, and then they can go for literally weeks without drinking.
So
and
the
fat gets turned into water and food. So.
I love when you come by. So tell us what we can all do to protect the wildlife.
Well, folks want to go to my website. It's nwf.org/naturegeek.
Yes.
And you can find out all sorts of different ways to help the National Wildlife Federation protect wildlife. You can adopt wildlife. You can just become a member. We have plans to make a wildlife-friendly garden, ways that you can get involved, climate change, all sorts of issues. So definitely check that out. nwf.org/naturegeek.
Hey, you guys, look, a real camel toe.